establish ownership at the executive level. So in your own words, what's the main takeaway of this best practice?
The main takeaway from this best practice, Mike, and by the way, this best practice, if we look at all 50, is in the Pareto of the top 5 of the 50. And the key takeaway, I think, is that somebody has to own the process. Preferably the more senior, the better in terms of its position. They can't rent the process. If you look at Florida or Arizona, as we have up here in Toronto, many people have homes in rental communities. The rental communities show a high level of renters that don't really care for where they're renting. And likewise, we can't rent process excellence. So we need somebody to gain ownership of it, and preferably the more senior, the better. The second key takeaway, if you'd allow me to say offer two in this particular best practice, is whoever owns it, they should have a statement of need. Why is it important to make this investment clearly and succinctly, articulately conveyed throughout the throughout the workforce? Secondly, they have to have a vision for employees to kind of rally against process excellence. Third, they have to have a plan to measure against over time. And fourth, they have to have a set of expectations articulated by the person who owns it. And the expectations often cannot be, well, if we don't do process excellence, we'll go out of business. That doesn't provide tactical guidance to a rank and file employee on how they have to behave differently. We hear it all too often. Throughout many companies we support, we have to change or we'll have to close down. And that doesn't afford, that's only an unsettling remark to make, not a settling way of saying you have to change your behavior. So somebody senior has to own it, and that person has to have a need, a vision, a plan, and an articulate set of expectations that people can associate with, all people can associate with.
Okay, so let me make sure I understand this and try and put it in a little bit more contextual terms. Establish ownership at the executive level. Let's say that I'm a VP of process improvement. I am not at the C level, so I'm not a part of the CEO, CFO, COO level, but I'm the next level down. Does that mean that I need to get one of the C-level employees, the CEO, the COO, or the CFO, to actually become the champion of this?
It's a good question. Of course, it would be better to have a C be an owner, but we've had many instances where a senior vice president or a vice president said within his or her realm of responsibility, I want to invest in process ownership. I will own it. Here's my vision. Here's my plan. Here's my set of expectations. Here's my need statement. Data General in Southborough, Massachusetts was a great example. Al Lanzetta saw the need, saw the very compelling need because the customers had experienced great variation in the products and services Data General provided. Al was not a C-type CEO or CIO or CFO or COO. He was a vice president, and that effort was sufficiently, more than sufficiently successful to bubble its way up to earn the attention of the CEO and president of Data General, who then carried it over to the rest of the organization over time. So it's desirable, but it's not necessary.
Okay, but if it's not the case, the person that's in the process improvement role needs to somehow escalate it to the level of the chief executive officer, chief operating officer, in order to have them communicate it out on a regular basis to the organization. Is that, do I hear that correctly?
Absolutely, but the genesis of process improvement doesn't necessarily have to start at the top.
Right.
But if it starts, it has to start senior and then eventually bubble up to the top for the rest of the organization to learn from and implement.